Hi, and welcome to Shop Rjpasini for great deals on eBay. Today I want to talk about saving and repurposing used boxes. You may have had a situation where maybe you have a small item but the box is too big, or maybe you have used cardboard boxes laying around that you want to repurpose and you're not really sure what to do with them. We all know boxes come in all sizes, shapes. People do all things with them. They're very creative with them. They make things with them. Matter of fact, there's people that even make photography light boxes with cardboard boxes. Cardboard boxes have a lot of use. I do a lot of custom boxes on all the items I sell pretty much. I would say a good percentage of the items I sell are all made with custom boxes. For the simple reason is we don't have such specific boxes for specific items. If you're selling a CD player or you're selling pottery, whatever, you might not have that specific box to package it. Well, in this video I'm going to talk a little about what I do, how I repurpose cardboard boxes, shipping boxes that are new and used, how I take boxes that are pre-owned boxes or ones that I picked up from people sending or giving them to me from family or friends, how I repurpose them, and I use them as templates. So in this video coming up, I'm going to go to a little area in the display area, and I'm going to show you the things I have, how I package my items, and basically this video is all about repurposing cardboard boxes, and you could use them for shipping. It's pretty simple. Yes, it is time consuming at times to do it, but if you have, like I said again, a small item and you don't have that proper size box, this is where it'll come in handy. Stick around, check it out, and tell me what you think of it. If it's helpful to you, please let me know. Okay? I'm going to bump out of here. I'm going to go to the display area over there, show you what I have and how I package my items, how I make a custom box out of repurposed boxes, and we'll take it from there. Thanks, guys. Hope you like this video and enjoy it. Thank you.
Hey guys, here's what we got. You're probably wondering what all this stuff is here, and I'm going to explain to you really brief. Well, try to anyway. What I want to do is I use this. This is a bag of scrap cardboard. And you're probably saying, what in God's name would you do with scrap cardboard? You could just throw it in the garbage. And for those who do know me, I am the frugal entrepreneur. I try to save money in any which way I can, and get the item shipped out properly, packaged, and the whole purpose behind this video is to repurpose scrap cardboard, from other boxes, and that's what I'm going to do. But I just want to explain a little why I have this stuff. The reason why I keep these little scraps is, and I only recommend this if you have a heavy-duty shredder. If you don't have a heavy-duty shredder, don't use it because it'll burn down, and you guys will be sitting there complaining to me. I have a heavy-duty shredder, so sometimes what I do is I will use these little scraps and I'll shred them up and then use them for packaging. The thing in question today is I have this little Memorex compact player, and I have a bag of plastic. I save all different sizes in here. This bag is basically to package, to wrap stuff up. I like to keep everything wrapped up when I send it out. Nice, clean, looks nice, instead of just throwing it in a box. So I have a bag specifically for that with plastic in it, clear plastic, good new plastic of course, and its purpose is to wrap up things I sell. So what I'm going to do is push this on the side here, and the reason why I keep scrap, just to give you guys a heads up, is in some cases, if you look at my shipping, I like to sometimes wrap things around just to protect the corners, edges and stuff, okay? Now I forgot to do one last thing. I got to get it. I'll be right back. So bear with me, okay? Hold on. Okay, sorry folks. This is what I wanted to get. You're probably saying, a roll of tape. What's this all about? Well, this roll of tape helps me out, okay? When I have something like this here, I might want to wrap up the edges around here so it doesn't get damaged during boxing. Now, folks, keep this in mind. You can only do something like this here if you got the time to do it. Sales right now have been kind of slow for me, so I have a little time to do this. If I had hundreds of these to do, I'm not going to go through what I'm showing you here. Okay, this is just for just for argument's sake to show you. Anyway, sometimes if you're putting cardboard in there, and sometimes it won't bend, conform to the item right. So what I do is, just to give you a little heads up, I take a fresh roll like this here, and I would just go like this with it, right? And it would conform. It conforms to the roll, right? like this. All right. I'm not saying you're going to do the whole thing like this, and I'm not saying you're going to do this all the time. But if you look at, if you look at some of my feedback and stuff, people like the shipping I perform, I do, because I do take pride in my shipping. So anyway, what I would do then, and you got to be careful, is I would wrap this around here like this, like so, and you cut it at the side. But you see how it conforms there? It kind of like breaks it in. And then I would just tape it like that there, and it'll protect the edges on this. Now, I'm not saying you're going to do this on every item that you sell, believe me. But for the most part, that's why I save little pieces of scraps like this here. They come in handy for stuff like that. So I just want to share it with you. And that's the reason why I save this here, because sometimes what I do is I have a heavy-duty shredder. And what I'll do is I'll take these here, and these little pieces I'll throw in my shredder, and I use it for packaging material. Okay, we're going to move this to the side, and this. And you're probably wondering with all this other stuff to see all these scraps. Again, these large pieces. These here I repurpose. Yes, I do go to the store and I do buy boxes. I mean, I'm not that cheap. I do buy boxes. These are bought at Walmart. This one here is, I buy regular boxes. But out of these boxes, sometimes I make other boxes with them. Okay, so this one box, depending on the size that I'm selling, it's a 12 by 12 by 12, right? Or 12 by 12 and 10 and a half. I can make it, depending on the item, I could probably make 4 boxes of this one that I bought for 50, 60 cents, whatever it is, But I get them at Walmart, as you can see here. Okay, I save scraps like this, large pieces like this. These can be, believe it or not, in some cases, not all, not the small ones like this, but in some cases, they do come in handy. You can make small packaging, or I combine boxes together. That's what I'm going to show you right now. So I don't want to take too much time with this here as far as that goes. That's why I got a sorted box here. And if it gets to be too much, again, I have a heavy-duty shredder where I could just throw the stuff in there and shred it up. People rather just take it and throw it in the garbage. I like to repurpose things, Eco-friendly. Okay, so let's get that out of here. Let's get this box out of here. And lastly, I do the same thing with envelopes. Okay, this is basically, I could do a video called repackaging, repurposing shipping supplies. Anyway, I go to the dollar store, I get the largest envelope I can. And then in that large envelope, folks, I say scraps too with this here. You probably wonder, what do you do with these? Again, with the small pieces, these could be wrapped around the item like that, because they are bubble wrapped, so I repurpose these as well. All different sizes, like I said, I'm going to say, what are you going to do with this? Believe me, it comes in handy. I use it for packaging. I repurpose these things. But like, for example, this one envelope, I got some more scraps in here. These don't belong here, folks. Let me take these out while I'm doing this video. Here, this one envelope can become 4, depending on the size. I can make 4 envelopes out of these here. Okay? I know you might say, how so? Well, some of these can get a little cut shorter, but in some cases, like for the PSP cartridges, I can cut them down a little more and get 4, depending. For VHSs, I could just barely get maybe, depending on the size of them, maybe 3, whatever. But again, out of the large envelopes, I do make small ones. That's what these are. That's why they tape with the brown. Now, a lot of people may not agree with me, or agree to disagree, saying I'm not going to go through this to repurpose, but I try to, squeeze everything I get. The envelopes, these large envelopes, I get, like I said, I get at the dollar store, and sometimes they go very quick. I think there's other people buying a lot. There's not a lot of sun, because every time I go to that store, you could hardly find these here. These are for $1 a piece, but for that $1, like I said, depending on the size of the items I'm selling, I can cut them down to size and make, for that $1, I can make 4 envelopes. You see it about that size. That's how I do it. Okay, and now you're probably wondering, what is this bag? This bag I call my template bag. All right. Now, these are used boxes I get from the post office. When I come back, I repurpose them. I use these as templates, and sometimes I get the big size boxes, like the largest box they have at the Walmart is 24, I think, is the biggest size. So what I'll do is I'll cut one of those sizes there, one side, and 4. And I can make 4 of these boxes, okay? And those boxes at Walmart, those large ones, go for about $1 and I think $1.50 or something like that. But this is a template bag, and this template bag has all different sizes, okay? Like, here's a used box here I had. I will use like an Amazon box, right? Now you might say, why go through that trouble? But, you know, I do. And believe me, I save money on shipping, believe it or not. And I'm not saying everybody's going to do this here, but that's what this box, that's what this bag is all about. It's got all different sizes in there, small ones, big ones in there. You know, and if you have the storage to put it in there, that's fine. Like I craft little boxes like this. This is a template box. I will never get rid of this here because sometimes I need to make a box. I use this as a template. You know, you just lay it out, and that's what I'm going to do now. So this is a template bag, in case you're wondering. This is a bag of all the boxes that are used boxes, and I repurposed them. Now, the thing that's in question here is I got to make a box for that little CD player. So what I'm going to do is, again, when you're doing something like this, you're going to repurpose a box. You might say, geez, this thing you're going to send out to a customer like that? Listen, it's a box. You know, they're not worried about how they're going to get it. You know, it's not get it, but, you know, they're going to get it in one piece, not in pieces, okay? So what you're going to do is, in a situation, I just happen to be lucky, I'm going to take, you want to do it on the fold side because you're going to have a couple, you're going to make a couple cuts on these things. What you want to do is get the sides at as straight as possible, in this particular case, right? Hopefully. Well, let's see, let's go to the straightest side here. It doesn't matter if you got that showing. And what you want to do is, here's the fold part, right, like that. What you want to do is, and if there's anything here, keep the scissors with you, just clean it up. So folks, the only times you'll do something like this here is if you got the time and it's a very slow day and you say, well, yeah, I got the time to do it. Otherwise, you're not going to do it. You're going to say, Rich, I'm not going through that there. I don't care. How about frugal? I'd rather just buy a box. But this is, for a situation, for all intents and purposes, is to, you know, craft the box and repurpose it. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody's going to do this, folks. I understand that. I'm sure I'm going to get some people saying, I am not going to go through that there for a box just to save money. No, you don't have to, but I'm just trying to, you know, share something with you guys. Okay, so you got it like that. So now you say, okay, I got the two pieces like that. What am I doing now? Now that's where you got to get your tape gun, and I do have it over here. I'm sorry, folks. I'm very unprepared for some reason. Okay. All right. Sorry about that, guys. All right. So basically what you're going to do is you're just going to take the gun here, okay, and you're just going to tape the two together, again, like that. All right. Oops, that's not good. That's not good when it drops like that, folks. Sorry about that, guys. Very unprepared today. Trying to make this video quick, and it's not working the way I'm planning, but that's okay. Anyway, so what you're going to do is you tape it on both sides, like that. Okay, just tape it on both sides like that. Okay, and you want to try to get as much as you can. Alright. The other thing you need, let's get this guy out of here, is a yardstick here. What you want to do is, you want to try to trim this up as best you can. But make sure you don't trim it so much where you're cutting off the pieces. Okay, so here we got this here, like this. Now this here should be full and a full more. Okay, that's what we want. We're going to try to get as much as we can, close as possible. Might be a little off here. Let's see. I don't have the last, okay, here, so it's got to be on this side. Okay, what you want to do is get this here, well, you don't have to use a pen too if you don't want to, but get yourself a decent sharp razor blade, which I have over here. I ain't prepared for that part. Okay, what you want to do is you want to just trim this here as best you can, okay? Alright, I've done things like this before, but this is repurposing the box. I don't know if I ever showed you this part, but this is what you want to do here. So you're going to just score it over here. And again, you're only going to do this, folks. You're only going to do this if you have, if it's a slow day, if you've got the time to do it. Otherwise, you're not going to do it. And I don't blame you. People say, "Do you think I'm going to go through this? You're crazy." And I don't blame you. Some people will not do it that way. All right. So what you're going to do is just score it again. Give it another score here. This ain't the sharpest razor blade around. All right. So I do this here without cutting the table up here, the little work table. Move this to the side over here. That razor blade is not as sharp as I would hope it to be. So I'm just going to cut like this right now for argument's sake with the scissors here. Alright. And this is basically just to show you a template here of how I repurpose boxes. Again, folks, this is not for everybody. And I know you're probably saying, oh, I guess he's going to keep those scraps. Yes, I will, because these scraps will probably most likely go into the shredding machine, and I will shred them up. And like I said, or use it for something else. I always, like I said, I repurpose a lot of stuff. Okay, so now you got that dimension of the box you want. Okay, so you got this here. Okay, very cut and dry. It's cut and dry, very cut and dry. All right, we know we got that set right over there. What you're gonna do is you take your pen. All right, make sure the sides match up. All right, and basically you're gonna take the pen and go like this. You can just do one side basically. You lift it up like that, like this here, like that. All right, just get one side set. All right, like that. And whatever side you mark on, don't go mark and put a line here and there because it'll throw you off. So if you're gonna go on this side, cut on this side, put it on that one. But keep it pretty much the same. Same thing. You want to just go like this here. But this is the cut marks. This is where you want to make sure you got that same. Okay, same thing here. Same thing here. Like that. Here. And like I said again, folks, I don't expect everybody to do this here. I don't. And I'm sure I'm going to probably get some people saying, I'm not going to do this here. But that's okay. You don't have to. It's just the idea of repurposing a box. This, you probably want to do over here, the cameras, the camera view. I'm just getting that little lip. I want that lip here. This little lip here. I want that. That I need. Okay, so in some cases, I'm just going to score over here really quick here. Like I said, I don't want to cut the table. I should put a protecting thing like that. I'm going to cut these out anyway. So just go like this. Like this. This way I know where to cut it. And we got the marks here. That's where the yardstick ruler comes in. You're going to take this here and you're going to keep it like that same pace there, like this. And you go like this. I could make the box. I could make the dimensions a lot smaller too, folks, if I want. But I want to keep it this height here because I do want to protect that item, even though it's just a little thing. Some people, I even thought at one time, where I could actually put something like that in a padded envelope. Put cardboard around it with the padding and then throw it in the padded envelope. And in some cases that would be acceptable too. But you know what? You might think it's acceptable, but you don't know how the buyer is going to receive it. The buyer might get say, "Is this guy kidding? It's electronics," and the guy put it in a he put it in a padded envelope. Some people like to have it bubble wrapped or whatever, but I like to do it this way here. It makes me feel a little at ease knowing that the buyer is getting the item pretty well packaged. Okay, and like I said, folks, not everybody's going to do this here, and I don't blame you. I really don't blame you, but I want to show you for all intents and purposes anyway. Whether people follow this method or not, that's totally up to you. But it's to just give you an idea of how to repurpose things and save a little money. At the same time, if you can recycle a box, why not? Okay, so now you're just going to score it again. You're just going to score it. Okay, and you're going to score on the sides here as well. Like that. Just make sure. The only thing is with this here, sometimes the boxes will come out near perfect, and sometimes they don't. But that all again depends on how close you keep the razor blade to the box itself. On the lines. Not all the time that happens with me because first off, I'm rushing here. But we're just going to do over here. We're going to just get this really quick here. And this is why I said if you're going to do the lines, do it one set of the either one side or the other. Okay. So here we're going to again. Now you don't want to cut through, you want to score on these here, okay? And this is going to be where the makes the actual box, okay? Oops. Let's go way to go with the blade. All right. Anyway, we're still going here, okay? Let's go over here. All right. This is where the scissors come in handy, folks. Again, we're just cutting that little tab here, okay? And when you score it, it kind of like makes it go a little easier too. All right, because it's already been scored, okay? And you're just going to cut over here. You're going to cut that tip off here. Okay. More scraps, right? Well, you don't need that. Make sure you got the little fold. There's your fold mark there. Now with this here. Just give it a little help here. Okay, give it a little help. There's another way to do it too. You can keep the ruler there, and in some cases you could also just use the ruler to just guide it on the fold block there. It just kind of like helps it out a little. Okay. Now I didn't score it that tight that much because I'm afraid of cutting through the table there. Okay. So, all right. Now a lot of people are going to go do this, like I said again, and I understand. I don't expect people to do that. Alright, when you get sides like that, where you see the tape starting to split on that side there, just take the tape gun and just hit it again, like over here. But don't go on the line where you get the mark here, the pen mark. Now you might say, yeah, but a lot of people are going to see that's a repurposed box. Who cares? Listen, I've been doing, you know something, folks, just to share this with you, I've been doing this here since I started doing this here, selling on eBay, where I'm repurposing my own boxes. And you know something, I haven't had a complaint from anybody, and that's the truth. I mean, I would share it with you if it was. I haven't had anybody say to me, you know, I noticed I received your item today, and the box it looked like it was a repurposed box or it was a custom made box. Well, yes, I haven't had that happen, but you know something? It just as well could happen. And if it does, like I said again, my thing is to the buyer, oh listen, did you get your item in one piece? Yes, well then there's no complaints then, right? Nobody should be complaining. That's what I look at. Okay, what I'm doing here, folks, is I'm just pinning the lines here so I can fold this here, make the fold ones here. Okay. As you've seen, this is two different boxes. I mean, it's the same box. That's the largest box they have at Walmart. I think it was 24. It's 18 by 18 by 24. I'm sorry, folks, about that. Gave you a little wrong information there. Okay, what we're doing again, we're just scoring. Okay, and what we're going to do is, again, take your ruler like that just to help you out on the fold marks. Well, that we already have there, fold. And this one right over here. Now, in some cases, if the box has been repurposed or has too many fold marks in the end, as such as this one, you can tell I was making a box of this once before, and I decided to use it for something else. Okay, now once you get all that done, on the lines where you cut, where you made those marks, all you got to do is go like this. Okay, like that. All right. Sorry, folks. I'm trying to do this as fast as possible. You know, I'm trying to share with you how I make my boxes, repurposed boxes. But and like I said again, not everybody's going to do this, and I understand that, and that's fine. You don't need to do what I do. But at least it gives you an idea. You know, if you run into a situation. Well, first of all, I'll be honest with you. Another reason why I'm doing this here, I'm sharing this little tip with you guys. I don't have any more boxes. I ran out of them. Okay, so that's why I like to repurpose. So now, after you fold everything up, after you get all your cuts, of course, you go like this with it. That. Let's do it the right way here. Put it this way here. Now I've done videos like this before, folks. So you're probably saying I've seen a video similar to this, but I don't know if I ever showed you how I repurposed the box. That's why I'm doing this video here. And that little tab goes in like this here, okay? But that tab is going to be taped inside. Now, in some cases, the box will come out. As you can see, you have a repurposed box, okay? And the same thing with this here. See? And what I would do is, after I tape it up, which I'm going to, I think this is a very good size for that item. Now, if you want to like make it look nice, a little nicer, you don't want to have it like that. What you can do is just get the side like that with this blue side here, like this here. All right. And take your tape gun. Always keep your little tape gun here. Just to get me started, I'm just going to do it like this, just to keep it on the neat side. And again, folks, like I said, I hate when that happens. You're not going to do this all the time, I guarantee you. Again, if I was to ship hundreds of these things out, I'll be the first to tell you, there's no way I'm going to do all of these like this here. These little pieces are not going to be like that, just to get me started. I hate when tape does like that. That's one thing. I try to keep the stuff I do neat. So I'm going to cut this off. I don't want that like that. I know it doesn't really matter, but and then what I'll do is take like this. Like that. And maybe one more for the gesture. And I say you save it on box, you spend on tape. Well, I'd like when it comes to the seals, I like the bottoms. I like to make sure they're well protected. Okay. Now, with that little tab that we have in there, folks, because that tab serves as a thing to keep it from flopping around in there. See. So what I do is I just bend this down a little like this. All right. You don't have to do anything with that. But what you do is with that inside, that little tab on the inside I left there. Again, take a little piece of tape. Now, if the boxes get too small, you're going to have a hard time getting it in there. You can't get your hands in it. But as you can see there, don't tape it just yet there. Make sure you get the box pretty much straight like that before you tape it in. And you go like this with it. Okay. Now all I got to do is put my packing material in there, and I got myself a good little box. It's been repurposed. And to be honest with you, the way I did it, outside the little tape on the side there, you wouldn't even know these were 2 boxes. Well, unless you look over here. If I really want to make it look nice, I could just tape around here. I've done stuff like that. But for the most part, I don't have to worry. And here you get yourself a nice little box. And that's what I do, folks. So, you know, I hope you got something out of this here. Like I said again, I don't expect everybody to do what I do. But again, if you do have things like this here, I use this as a template, okay? This dimension here, if I take this here, is the same exact size. You know, that's why you can see it's the same size. If you get things like this, I save a variety of them. I don't have that many. I don't have like 20 or 30 of them. But when I come across a box like this, is used, of course, pre-owned. You can see the label's been ripped off. You save them as a template, and you could do the same thing. And the only time you're going to do something like this, folks, is if it's a slow day. I only had this one item going out so far. It's Saturday, what is it, April 7th today, whatever, 2018. I only have one item going out so far, all right, and it is New York time over here. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. So the reason why I'm rushing and I want to get this done, not before the mailman comes. He does come in the morning. He comes between 9:30 and 10. I want to just pack. I'm not going to take all day to pack up, but I just want to do this video quick, hopefully, and show you guys how I repurpose boxes. But again, those scrap boxes that you get, if they're so big, keep that in mind. And it doesn't hurt to have it around. If you got the room to store it, the same thing with the plastic and the little plastic and the little strips like I showed you, where I could wrap it around the device, put in there to protect it, give it a little extra padding and protection. It's okay, you know, you wrap it around it. That's just in case you're worried about it getting jostled around or getting banged. I would wrap, like I said again, I would take that cardboard and wrap it around the item and then put it in the packing material, you know. But anyway, I hope this video helps. I hope you got something out of it. Yes, I am a frugal entrepreneur, and I know a lot of people are not going to do what I do, but that's okay. I understand. But if you run into a situation where you need box, remember that, folks. If you're going to do it, the only thing I say, though, is in some cases, if you have scrap boxes, to minimize a lot of taping and, you know, you don't want to make it look that obvious, make sure when you get in the boxes, if you do, that the size of the scrap boxes, always try to match it up with the center one, like this. Well, there's going to be folds in it, but make sure you at least get the one in the middle or something like that, so when you piece them together, it's not too bad. You don't want to have you don't want to take cardboard and tape it here, tape it here. The whole idea is when you piece them together is to minimize it by having the two joined together at least one section. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to get, well, people may do it. They may say, well, if I don't have a scrapper here, I'll tape it here, and then, you know, you're gonna have that many more, you know, tape joints. You know what I'm saying? So just get it pretty much in the center and use it as a template. That's what I do. This will be used over and over again. I can't tell you how many times this template was used over and over again. I call it a template. It's just a used cardboard box. But I can't tell you how many times I use this here. I use this multiple times for small items like that. And you know what? If you get a situation where the buyer decides they don't want to, you know, they decide they don't want the item, you just got yourself a nice box to put away. Okay? Talk to you guys in the next video. Have a great day. And again, if you got anything out of this here, subscribe to my channel. Please give me a thumbs up. And my name is Rjpasini from Shop Rjpasini for great deals on eBay. And yes, I am the frugal entrepreneur. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a great day. Talk to you next video. Bye-bye.